Okay. KTT, new episode once every 2 weeks. I am Drift. I'm joined by my co-host.
It's BlackStarXero. Just call me Zero.
That's the energy we have. That's how we're bringing in this pod. This is episode 60. And before we get into the episode properly, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It helps me, helps Zero, help the pod, help the algorithm, you feel me? So I believe on the agenda today is One Piece, and then we're going to be discussing something one Torishima said.
Yes, sir.
A recurring character on the channel.
Likely
You feel
to
me?
be, you know.
I'm not going to lie, you get me? The gift that keeps on giving. You feel me? So alright, without further ado, what are you thinking for One Piece?
So, One Piece 1182. Something really interesting happened. So we got the name of the sea god.
Right, Zaza.
Zaza, the sea god.
Yeah.
Right. So I was just looking at that, and quite a lot happened in the chapter. We're not really gonna do a recap.
Yeah.
But quite a lot happened. Summers is still being a piece of you know what.
Yeah.
Killingham, not so much, but he's on job, and he's actually the one that summoned Zaza. It's a sleep tid from him.
From his nightmares.
From his nightmare.
Yeah.
His nightmare.
Mhm.
Right?
Mhm.
And I just kind of found that point so interesting. I just kind of honed in on it straight away.
Okay, all right. Speak to it.
Right. So I want to compare how Nika is looked at by the world government and the Holy Knights versus Zaza.
Okay.
And Zaza's brand new, so we don't have a lot.
Yeah.
Right? Cool.
Cool.
But the wording,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
They're afraid of Zaza.
Okay.
They're not afraid of Nika.
But no, wait, hold on. Right, stay exactly where you are. But even if they aren't afraid of Nika, somebody, I can't remember who, somebody on the island's afraid of Nika.
Oh yeah, no, the Elbaf people, yeah, because it's the god of destruction as well.
Right,
you understand?
okay,
But I'm talking about strictly the world government because they have access to all of it, right? Even if like the rank and file, and maybe even the god knight themselves don't know the full 100 of the past history, they would still have more information than the common man.
Word.
You understand?
That's a fact.
And probably a bit more information than even Elbaf would probably have. Given that they're in control of so much.
Yeah.
You understand? But yeah, I just kind of found it interesting that, Summers and Killingham basically kind of confirmed that, God Knights are kind of afraid of, Holy Knights are afraid of Zaza, but they don't have the same kind of energy for Nika.
What I'll say is this, right? I wouldn't say that it was this being the first instance of us knowing that, because don't forget, Gonko, I can't remember if it was like pre or post possession, but she said that she was afraid of Nika. You get me? Like, so yeah, I knew there was somebody else. I knew there was somebody else within their set particularly. So not necessarily Elbaf anywhere else, but within their set particularly that articulated like an express fear of like a legend. You get me? Right. And I was like, But like similar to how you had that moment from Zaza, when I found that out from Gonko, it did make me sit down and go, well, why? You feel me? Given the faction that you're a part of and the belief that they have, especially you within like, even among celestial dragons, you're higher up than most. You feel me?
Sword, how does it? Sword
like,
god.
Sword of the god.
Sword saint.
Or
sword
like,
saintess.
Or something like that. You feel me? Sword saintess or something. You feel me? But why would you, with the information or access to information that you have, and this isn't me saying you would have access to the highest tier of information like the Gorosei, for example, but of what you know because you're a god's knight, why would you be so deathly afraid of Sun God Nika? You get me?
Right.
So that's
an adversary that your
faction genuinely feels like they A, defeated, and B, likely can never return. You feel me? Like Emu takes every instance he can to kind of call the D faction like hollow vessels. You know what I'm saying? Or like a shell of their former selves or something like that. So clearly the head of your faction doesn't believe that Nika and like the faction that like surround themselves with Nika, either the Giants and the fucking D-Clan members. Neither of them seem to be like you don't seem to think that neither factions are going to be a problem for you. You get me? So then why are you afraid of Sun God Nika?
I mean, counterpoint on the neither faction have been a problem. If they're not going to be a problem, why are they so hell-bent on kidnapping the giant kids to raid their army? You know they're a problem for you.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, obviously, actions versus words. You feel me? Like, actions versus words. It's just, whenever you hear the celestial dragons talk, or not even the celestial dragon, because we ain't talking about, like the fishbowl heads. You feel me? We're talking about, like, actual defined characters here. So we're talking, like, when you hear, like, the gods, the fishbowl heads, bruv, you get me? The irony, bro. Cool. You get me? But, I'm talking about like the God's Knights and the Gorosei and Emu. Like when you hear them man talk about the D-Clan and you hear them man talk about Nika and whatnot, they talk like the faction and the god have already been defeated. Like, you man aren't going to be a problem. It's like a belief in them is misguided.
It's more like he's reviled and hated.
You
understand? I'm like,
me?
cool.
And I'm like, why? You feel me? But yeah.
Yeah,
like, kind of piggyback off your initial point.
So to answer that, we kind of know why. It's the liberation aspect. Right. They don't want that.
Okay.
You understand? Like, obviously, Emu said it himself, it's control. So he wants to control everything, boy. And, control's kind of at odds with liberation. You understand? So that's why. But coming back to Zaza.
Yeah.
You understand? Like, I really don't get why. And I'm just kind of wondering if there's more significance. Well, obviously there is. Yeah? I want to phrase that correctly. But there's clearly a significance to it. But what did Zaza do? Or what could Zaza have done?
So here's my thing, right? Here's my thing. And this is the rumblings that I've seen from other people in the community when they've kind of like approached it with their own headcanons, you get me?
See.
So one prevailing theory is the idea that, Killingham is afraid of Zaza, or Killingham in particular is afraid of Zaza because, of course, Killingham obviously comes from a named family. You feel me?
Sure.
So cool, right? Where is Marijuana located?
Above the red line.
Above the red line, right? And there might be a reason for that. You feel me?
No, but he says it. He explains that in the chapter. He explains that. So their home, paraphrasing, is above even the clouds, so they don't get rain.
Yeah.
So when it rains, them man get shook.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe the reason that they're like, maybe the reason that they're so shook of Zaza is because at some point in the past, an individual with the fruit qualities that we would go on to see Zaza have at some point, I guess. You get me? Because that's what all of these gods are. It's really just an individual with a fruit. You get me? Cool. Right? So the theory is Zaza, or whoever had the Zaza fruit in the past, must have flooded the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, flooded the shit to the point that they were like, damn, fear this woman alongside Nika. You get me? Because for one reason or another, both you niggas have forced us to like readjust our plan. So I don't think it's a coincidence that you now live on top of the red line.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, because I went back and I kind of looked at the Harley text as well. Man killed the sun and became God. The sea god stormed and they will never meet. Right? So that's the ending of the second world verse. Right? So yeah, I was thinking that as well. So but initially I was wondering I was thinking if Emu, if that referred to Emu, right? Man killed the sun and became a god.
And what, that part there, you were wondering if that part refers to Emu?
Yeah.
Man killed the sun.
Man killed the sun and became a god. Right? The sea god stormed. They will never meet. Right? And they will never meet. So if we look at that loosely.
Right?
Of
course.
Emu killed Joy Boy. Whoever the sea god is, got pissed, you understand, and did some shit and then
flooded the fucking world.
Cool. Does that sound like anybody else to you?
I can't lie. Alright, land the boat, go on. Land the boat, go on.
To me, it's giving Lily. I'm really just wondering. It's giving Lily.
So I've seen people make that connection as well. You get me? Zaza, Lily, VV. You get me? So like that, like the similarities between their naming conventions is already there.
Yeah.
You get me? It's not a theory that I can immediately say, yo, I disagree with. You get me? You are quite literally the first person to bring it up to me. You get me? Like the first person to bring it up to me. I'm like, is that the means by which like Lily kind of fucked over Emu in the past? You get me? Like by acquiring a fruit that allowed her to effectively do what we're seeing Zaza do now.
Right.
And then that's the means by which you fucked over Joy Emu. But then my counterpoint would be this, right? Why would is that the fumble that Emu is describing?
Well, that's clearly what I'm wondering.
Because I'm like,
because the next thing is
initially
you separated the you scattered the poneglyphs, not separate. You scattered the poneglyphs.
And initially when that came out, there were people who used to think, okay, cool, maybe she was like the initial user of the pawpaw. The pawpaw fruit,
yeah.
And of course, because like the nature of the poneglyphs being scattered all over the place, it would lend itself well to the idea of her at one point having the pawpaw fruit. You get me? But within this theory itself, it does also present another credible avenue for how she fucked over Emu. You get me? If the first, or rather the
scattering apologies probably could come after.
Yeah, I'm saying like if the first or a user of the Zaza fruit happened to be Lily at some point, you know what I'm saying? Then okay, it lines up well enough. You feel me?
Yeah.
It lines up well enough. I would then ask the question, well, nigga, you see how like Elbaf kind of preserved their fruit? Nigga, where the fuck did the Zaza fruit go? You feel me? Don't get me that, like, that's not to be addressed right now. You feel me? But I'm just like, You feel me? If it does come about, you feel me? If it does come about that Lily at one point
Lily
had the
did
fucking
disappear in it, and
you get me?
You understand? There's no evidence that she went back to
like,
Elbaf.
where the fuck did the Zaza fruit go, nigga?
Sure.
But yeah, no, I can't lie. A credible theory though. Like,
One more thing to kind of like tie it, again loosely, tie Zaza to Lily.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm probably reaching now. You understand? Like doing like gymnastic stretches and shit, right?
What, across space and time, yeah?
Across space and time, dude. Where is it now? So Killingham also said that Zaza appears to the rhythm of prayers for rain.
Okay.
And Alabasta's entire thing was starving for rain.
Yeah, boy. Okay, yeah, you really are shoring up the theory that you have. I can't lie. You get me? Because that was something I was thinking about as well a second ago. I was like, okay, cool. If we are rolling with the theory, that we are now going to link a rain fruit user or like a sea storm affecting user with Lily, how then would you then descend? Like, how would your descendants then have a nation that's effectively fucking a desert? You get me?
Right.
If there was any fucking preservation of this water controlling fruit. You get me? So that's kind of where the thinking is at. But of course, foresight. You feel me? Like at the time that Alabasta came out, all of this just wasn't really stamped down yet. You get me? So that's probably why. But again, there's still enough working in the theory that if it came about, I wouldn't be like, this is a fucking arsepool. You get me? I'd be like, okay, cool. There's enough links there, especially with the point that Alabasta was a nation starved for rain. You get me? Like tying
prayers
that.
For rain, I was like, nah, that has to have some significance.
My thing was like, and this probably isn't going to be super significant at all. You feel me? But the description that you just read, she appears to the rhythm of prayers to the rain. You feel me?
Yeah.
So her rhythm again. Joy Boy and fucking like the awakening of Gear 5.
Yeah.
The drums of liberation. Like the fucking rhythm of someone's
heart.
Drums
and we have rhythms.
You get me?
Lots of music here.
You feel me?
The chorus of fucking anger, destruction.
Like, the odd thing is this, and again, like it did seem like when Emu touched down, whatever effect he had on the fucking locale around him, it was them kind of like dancing and fucking like singing demonic shit. You feel me? So it's like, alright, cool. Is this gonna be a recurring theme? Like, are the heights of like mythical zone powers or the heights of devil fruits themselves, are they like rhythm based, like sound based type shit, frequency based? You feel me? Of course not, but I'm thinking it might be a similar thing for like all of these god-esque fruits.
Yes.
You feel me?
Like whatever connotations they have, there's gonna be some kind of music note.
Yeah, you get me? I was being like, I was taking the piss when I said fucking like all the heights of the fucking devil fruits frequency based. You feel me? But more so, I am seeing like a through line or like some commonness, like some commonality between like these god fruits and how they are kind of described. The only one that I haven't really seen kind of fit this description is the Nidhogg one. You get me? And don't forget, it is kind of common thought right now amongst the community that the previous user of the fucking Nidhogg fruit at one point was the individual deemed to be the warrior god. You get me?
Sure.
So it's like,
I think I accept that one, but I need to look at that again. But I think I'm pretty cool with that one.
You feel me? Like I do believe it was a mention of like him being the warrior god. You get me? But again, cool.
We probably called Elbaf.
You get me? Probably called Elbaf. You feel me? So it's like, hey, look into it. But again, he's the only one. Nidhogg's fruit is the only one that I've ever seen be awakened or like utilized without some mention of a fucking rhythm or like a musical fucking mention of any kind.
Sure. It had its own prophecy.
It had its own prophecy. You feel me? So that's why I was like, cool. I don't know if I'm gonna go all the way with that theory yet, right? But we do have the sun god Nika, drums of liberation, that's music based,
and the rhythm of prayer,
and the rhythm of prayer of rain, for rain. Sorry, you get me? Yeah. And that's water god Zaza.
And again, that's all in service of people.
You get
the
me?
Drums of liberation, prayer for rain. So it's in the service of something.
Like in both instances, like you have Alabasta that is like a desert, you feel me? Praying for rain. And in the time period wherein the fucking Hiti Itonomi was first awakened, there was likely a great deal of indented people. You feel me? The drums of liberation for indented people and a prayer for rain for a fucking desert region. You feel me? So I'm like, hey, I can't lie. I see a stronger argument. I wouldn't say a strong argument, but an equally strong argument for Lily possessing like the fucking initial Zaza fruit or the fucking pawpaw fruit. You get me? Yeah. The pawpaw fruit justifies the fucking separation of the poneglyphs, that aspect of the lore that we know about her so far. Yeah. And obviously the Zaza fruit would explain the fucking prayer of rain in regards to fucking Alabasta being
and then again the Harley text with the sea god raging.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like that's really why I made the connection. Like the sea god raged. You know what I'm saying? We know Joy Boy lost. Emu became the king, the god.
Word.
You understand?
Yeah,
Like that's
yeah,
not what's
yeah,
what's on
yeah,
thingy about.
yeah.
You understand? But like
Reading in between the lines.
using that, looking at what happened, what we know from the past,
Yeah.
right? That last line
Yeah.
from the second verse,
Uh-huh.
right? Man touched the sun and became a god, right? What is it? Man touched the sun, became a god. The sea god ranged, they'll never meet. You understand?
Yeah.
So again, Emu killed Joy Boy.
What?
Lily got pissed. Scattered the poneglyphs. Est.
But okay, cool. Even within that, my thing is this, right? So if we are gonna put the reason that the celestial dragons live on top of the fucking red line being because at one point the world might have been somewhat flooded by the fucking Zaza.
Oh no, I wholeheartedly believe that.
Yeah, cool.
I wholeheartedly believe that.
Here's the thing: what about the previous theory that the fucking water level is where it is because of the fucking successive usage of Uranus?
Good, and I'm glad you brought. I'm glad you brought that up
Because
as
here's
well.
the thing, right? One of them we have a confirmation of what the effects of it does. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
The other is really us just spitballing at this point. You feel me?
I'm glad you mentioned that because that's also something I was
You feel
mulling
me?
over as
like
well.
it is something that we're gonna have to grapple with at some point. You feel me? Like if we are gonna look into this like alternative theory.
If the God's Knights and Holy Land and all them are opposed to Zaza, why the hell is Emu flooding the planet?
What do you so expound?
Right, cool. So we just went over that.
Yeah.
They're afraid of Zaza, right? Maybe not Emu, but like the
Or
general
at the
public.
very least, like rank and file fish head.
Right, yeah, exactly. They're afraid of Zaza.
And they can make a reasonable assumption any other adjacent god. Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
You get me? Yeah, go on.
Right. It's highly possible that Zaza, again, going through the last line of the Harley text, the sea god raged.
What?
That's probably the flooding you're referring to, right? And that in turn caused them on the Holy Land to not like when it rained because it was probably just like a deluge, a constant deluge. Noah's Ark type shit. 40 days, 40 nights worth of rain.
Okay.
Flooded the whole thing. Okay. Right? So they had to find a new home and decided, I'm just going to kick out the Lunarians and then take over. How they did that, I don't know. But you understand? So that's where they live now. So they don't like the rain from that.
Okay.
Right? So we know that Zaza has the power, or shouldn't say we know that, but potentially has the ability
for
to
what
flood.
we're seeing in this chapter of what her nightmare sleep tick can do. Yeah. Yes, you get me?
Can flood the world, right?
Right, yeah.
But yet still, the one that sits above everybody else is seeking to flood the world in creation of his ideal world. Like,
I think,
what is
but
going
here's
on
the
here,
thing,
dog?
right? I don't think it's a situation of Emu using Uranus because he wants to flood the world. You get me? I feel like the world being flooded is just a byproduct of him using Uranus. You get me? And with Emu being Emu, why would I give a fuck about the byproduct of me using Uranus?
I mean,
you get me?
The reason why
I feel like, wait, let me land the boat,
Sorry.
right? I feel like when Emu uses Uranus, he uses that shit like how we've seen him use it for the reasons we've seen him use it. You get me? An island I don't fuck with, I want that nigga gone off the map now. You feel me? It's not necessarily to flood the world so much as to like delete a fucking island. You feel me? I'm not doing it to necessarily flood the world. That's just a byproduct of me wanting this fucking island gone. You get me? And then over a period of years, him doing that successively, so like island to island to island to island or whatever, that's how the water level has been like risen to where it's at now. Right. Allegedly. You feel me? That's if we aren't going with the fucking Zaza flooding the world theory. You feel me? But whichever one we go with, the other one's gonna have to require some explanation.
Sure.
You feel me? Like if we look entirely into the fucking Uranus increasing the sea level theory, then it would confuse me as to why the fuck the celestial dragons are so deathly afraid of Zaza. What the fuck is it like, nigga? She didn't flood the world, Emu did. You feel me? Right. However, if they go down the fucking Zaza route being the reason that you might live on top of the red line, then what the fuck was all of the mention of how much the fucking sea level's rising each time Uranus was being fired for? Like, what was that for? You feel me?
Good, yeah, exactly.
What was that for?
Emu's at least aware of that because there's the 4 bridges, if you remember them.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the 4 bridges. I can't remember all of them, but Tequila Wolf is like the one that comes up the most. It's this absolutely massive.
But here's the thing:
F-off bridge.
Nothing in what I just said that Emu isn't aware of the fact that when I
yeah,
use
that's
Uranus,
what I'm saying. I'm just going.
No. But that's what I'm saying. Like, everything I just said was me saying Emu uses Uranus.
Yeah.
To get rid of islands, me fucking like increasing the sea level as a byproduct.
It's a byproduct.
It's just a byproduct. You get me? And me being Emu, why would I care about that? My intention when I'm using Uranus is just to boom a fucking island. You get me? So that's kind of what I was like, boy, whichever one of the avenues you go down, the other one's gonna have to require a tiny bit more explanation in order to make sense. You get me?
Sure.
Because if not, it's like, So both events likely happen, possibly happen.
Could be.
You get me? Because I'm like, I guess. You feel me? I guess, nigga. You feel me? I guess. But yeah, sorry. You were saying?
But that was it really. You know what I'm saying? So I was just kind of curious, like, okay, so I see what you're saying is that it's not intentional that is causing the sea levels to rise, right? And I may have conflated that in my head, so I'll hold my hand up to that. I may have conflated it.
Like my intention, if I'm Emu, when especially look at Leloucia, you feel me? That's how he's likely been using Uranus whenever he's been trying to use it. Like, I just pick a fucking island and that light goes out. That's the I just want the island gone. You get me?
Remind me, did God's Valley get boomed that as well? Or it crumbled?
No, it got split in half during the fucking...
right, and then just crumbled after that.
It crumbled into the sea,
some fire business as well.
Saying?
All right, yeah,
but then it sunk into the sea, you feel me? I remember people using that to be like, hey, rocks might still be alive, you get me? Because obviously, when they hit him with the mass attack, like, you go back to normal and the damage is reversed, it might be something nigga listen. You get me? Nigga, look. The nigga's dead. All right, we fuck with him, but the nigga's dead. Cha. But yeah, so if you want to understand Emu's intent behind like using fucking Uranus, it's literally what we've seen him use fucking Uranus for in Leloucia.
It's purposeful. Well,
like,
actually, either way would have been purposeful, but this one isn't as malicious.
You feel me? Like, it's just... you get me? I
said as.
I know.
I didn't say it wasn't.
Listen, nigga,
I just said as.
Nigga, I know. But still, you get me? We are talking about islands disappearing.
We are talking about genocide here.
You get me? We are talking about... No, I got you. You get me? We are talking about islands being boomed here, nigga. You feel me? Whoa. But yeah, I feel like with Emu, it's literally primarily to be like, yo, I want to show the rest of the world that I have the means and the power to delete an island. You get me? If the byproduct of that is the sea level rising, okay. You get me? Okay,
I know about the show the world one.
Nigga.
Bro, nobody else saw that shit.
The world government is the one that the world government is the one that the rest of the world knows would likely have access to fucking beams coming from the sky. Even if you don't see the beams coming from the sky, niggas know that where Leloucia is now where Leloucia was, my nigga. You feel me? Like, niggas in neighboring islands.
Leloucia's holier than thou now, yeah?
Negro. Yo, listen, we making jokes. Them niggas, yo.
My joke to you. Yes.
He vaporized them niggas, bro. You get me? So even if niggas don't know immediately, you're not gonna tell me the neighboring kingdoms didn't see fucking beams from the sky beam Leloucia off the fucking map, and they were told, hey, what did you see? Nothing, mate. Nothing. And that's what I mean. That's how Emu's been using this. Like, fair enough. I know you see me boom them niggas. What did you see though? Nothing.
That's the correct answer.
Yeah, that's the correct answer. Because who knows, nigga? It might be your time for the limelight next. You get me? Who knows? It might be your turn for the spotlight next, nigga. Act right. You feel me? Act right. The fuck. But yeah, cool. I do personally, like, on some serious shit, I do personally look into the theory that it was the fucking the Uranus firing. You get me? But I do think it's a waste. It's a waste if there is no tie between Zaza. Like, even if it's not Zaza herself, because of course Zaza's like the first individual that had the fruit. You get me? But it is a waste if at no point there was not some overlap between that fruit and like Vivi's fucking bloodline. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At some point, that's a waste. That's a waste, especially given the fact that it's called the prayer for rain. Alabasta is like what, bro?
The rhythm
like,
and prayer
like the rhythm and prayer for rain.
Rhythm for prayer for rain.
Whatever it is, you feel me? Rhythm and prayer, rhythm, rain and prayer.
Appears to the rhythm of prayers for rain.
Rhythm, rain, and prayer are in there. This much I know. You get me?
Exactly.
But yeah, like it would
Order
be
may vary.
It would be a waste if there is no link between Zaza's fruit and at least somebody in Vivi's bloodline. You feel me? Like, it's there's too much of an alley-oop there for you to like not at least link them in like a certain point. You feel me? But yeah, nah, man, you cooked with the theory. I ain't got old niggas. You cooked. You feel me? You cooked. I ain't got old niggas. I ain't got anything else to add on to the one parche segment.
One last one. It's an interesting comment from Emu where he called Loki a traitor. Nah, you weren't speaking directly to Loki. I know that. You called Leadhog the traitor. I'm just like, bro, nobody likes you,
nigga. And I wonder why.
You have traitors around every corner. Nobody likes you.
Maybe it's because you be booming whole fucking islands, my nigga. You feel me? Maybe it's because when niggas see you just boom a whole island, the whole civilization's gone, nigga, a whole society's gone, nigga, they're like, I don't know if I fuck with this nigga, actually. You feel me? Because guess who also comes from a nation? This guy. You get me? And what? The minute I piss you off, my nation gone too?
Pretty much.
Nah, fuck all of that, boy. Viva la resistance.
You understand? If your name get too big, your whole bro. Anybody that shares your last name, gone.
You get me? Them niggas are like, nah, fuck that. Resistance. You feel me? I hear it though. That is another interesting point though, I can't lie. You get me? Like the whole don't do shit like that if you aren't really gonna flesh it out afterwards. You feel me?
Yeah.
So like, don't call fucking Needhog a traitor if at no point you're gonna articulate which of the Needhog food users were aligned or blessed with or knew Emu on any level. You get me? Because if not, you're just introducing faceless characters that we would otherwise be interested in.
Right?
Let's
You're not gonna
do
expound on.
Let's
You
not
got
do
30
that.
years, my guy. Come on, fam.
Let's not do that. You know what I'm saying? Either close this out, keep the characters like contained and relevant. You feel me? Characters we're gonna actually see in the story. Because the last silhouetted nigga I give a fuck about seeing is Joy Boy. I'm not gonna hold you. After this silhouette piece, I am not down for it. I can't lie.
Fair enough.
You get me?
I mean,
cannot
after
lie.
that, who could like,
Bro,
what?
I don't.
What?
The man
What?
marked by flame.
What? Huh?
The man marked by flames.
Whatever.
And I'm like, gang, listen.
Whatever.
You see what I'm saying? He's like, cool. You know what? Let me wrap it up here, bro. Because
Whatever.
I will make an hour off One Piece. You hear me, nigga? But yeah, cool. This has been the One Piece segment. You hear me? Next up, the original segment. You hear me? Catch you in the next one. Love. And we are back in the second half of the pod. If you still here with us, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We appreciate you. You feel me? Helps the algorithm, helps me, helps Xero, help the pod. So, we're back with the original segment. You feel me? I believe we had some interesting takes to get from our one Torishima. You may have heard of him before. He's been on the pod before. You feel me? Please, Xero.
Yes, sir. So, as Drift just alluded to, we've spoken about Torishima before. Full name, Eiichiro Torishima. Former Dragon Ball editor and former Shonen Jump editor. Right? And he's had some very strong views on a lot of recent series, including Dragon Ball Super. So it's not like he's just gunning for every other series but Dragon Ball. You understand? Like, I think a lot of smoke is reserved for Dragon Ball personally.
Okay.
Right? But today they didn't catch us straight.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, that's nice.
Cool.
For once.
So he was recently given a talk. I think it was somewhere in Asia there. I can't remember exactly where. But he was recently given a talk and he had some comments. You know, and obviously it's caused quite a stir.
All right. What did he do?
So what he said, and I'm just gonna summarize the two parts that I kind of take some level of umbrage that we kind of discussed it from there.
All right. Cool.
So he argues that contemporary series like Jujutsu Kaisen are factory produced and overly reliant on dense word-heavy explanations of esoteric power systems such as curse energy, which he believes detracts from the riveting nature of the chapters compared to the older action-focused series like Dragon Ball. The second point is he has concerns over audience and themes. He contends that manga should be accessible to children, criticizing series like Chainsaw Man for its harsh, traumatic themes and psychological torture that are inappropriate for the target tween child audience of Weekly Shonen Jump.
Okay. So before we dig into that first statement that he made, you feel me? As the resident CSM fan, you feel me? How do you feel about that second statement he made?
Right.
Feel me?
So,
because you know me, like I can go to bat for JJK. You get me? I can really go to bat for JJK. You feel me?
I expect you will. But right. So I'm going to agree with that one. Right? In terms of Chainsaw Man. Right. And as somebody that had a really good relationship with Chainsaw Man up until recently. You understand? I can see where it's coming from with that one. There's lots of blood, guts, and gore in Chainsaw Man.
There is.
Eating body parts and stuff like that. You understand? Then there's everything that Denji have to go through. Like I think I might have mentioned this to you before, but like and spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen Chainsaw Man, or read the manga.
All 5 of you.
At the end of part 1, everybody's favorite baddie gets killed. Okay. Right? She was the control devil. Now, devils can't really be killed in Chainsaw Man.
Facts.
Okay? They die on Earth, they get sent to hell. They die in hell, they get sent back to Earth. Right? But they come back as somebody different. Okay? She came back as a young girl called Nayuta.
Okay.
Right? And Denji was looking after her and, you know, kind of raising her like a little sister kind of thing. And just before everything kind of goes to shit for him, kind of like at the middle point of Chainsaw Man 2,
all right,
she gets captured. And you're kind of left wondering what's going on with Nayuta, when we're going to ship up again and all that kind of stuff. And you remember how I said to you, you know, off mic, when I first encountered Sean in Fallout 4, I refuse to believe what the story was trying to tell me.
Yeah.
It's a very similar thing with Naruto, where I refuse to believe that we just got introduced to this little girl, and the next time we see her after she gets captured, it's her head on a platter on a sushi tray. You understand? Now, to be fair, that wasn't in Weekly Shonen Jump, right? Chainsaw Man got moved to a different manga after part 1 ended.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
So that's not strictly speaking
Shonen Jump,
Weekly Shonen Jump as, for kids. But you get the point I'm trying to make. Like, the themes and such in Chainsaw Man are a lot heavier than you'd expect.
And considerably darker.
And considerably darker than you'd expect for a shonen. Shonen is your Beyblades, your Dragon Balls, your Narutos. They have heavy moments, they have dark moments.
Nothing to this level of like visceral like bloodiness.
Chainsaw Man feels like a seinen. And I know probably somebody's going to say you're not using that word, I'm right, but it feels more like it's aimed at a more adult audience.
I feel like it objectively is.
Yeah,
like I feel like the majority.
Even, what's Denji's fucking goal?
I'm like, big man. Like the majority of Chainsaw Man from start to finish would be easier. Like it'd be easier to identify with as a teenager than a preteen. You get me?
Right.
Like if you're 10, 11, 9, you're not really gonna look at Chainsaw Man or read Chainsaw Man and feel a great deal of like identification with the characters.
Shit
you get
looks
me?
cool as fuck though. He has chainsaws out his hands.
Chainsaws out of his hands, but you're not really gonna like understand the core themes of shit. You feel me? So I feel like anybody who's gonna be honest would kind of admit that the CSM is kind of geared at like a middle to like latter teen above age type vibe. You feel me?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So on that one, somewhat. Chainsaw Man specifically, I can agree with that point in terms of like the target audience demographic, right? Okay. And I remember seeing the original comment, and what he was saying is, and what I just read out is kind of a summary. It's not what he actually says. Yeah. But what he was actually saying is like, manga currently is drawn by adults for adults. Okay. So they're losing a bit of something, right? And he also spoke on how mangas are paneled nowadays. Okay. Like, so basically like we've lost the appeal at the double page spread.
That's a
lie.
Like,
we don't understand how to use them.
That is cap of hell, but yeah, go on.
You know what I'm saying? Because most people don't read physical books. They don't read physical manga anymore. They read it online and all that kind of thing. Like they're still there, but does the double page spread look amazing as, whatever the hell this dude
One Piece Elbath, are you mad? One Piece Elbath, the reveal of what the island looks like was a double fucking page spread. So hello, do they still look good? Do they still have the same impact? Fuck it, in my opinion at least. Fuck yes. You know what I mean? Fuck yes. I'm like, hello, easily disproven. One Piece Elbath, that double spread, fucking gorgeous, my nigga. I ain't gonna hold it because I was like, it's tough. But yeah, go on. You were saying.
Sure. All right, now this might be the contentious one.
Okay.
I kind of agree with him on JJK to an extent.
Go for it.
All right. Because some JJK and
before you make your point though, keep in mind that JJK gets its lineage from Hunter x Hunter. Whatever point both you and him are speaking to, just understand me when I say.
I was going to mention Hunter x Hunter.
Pick and listen. If we're talking about a worthy power system from that time period, I'm like, okay, cool. So give me the rationale for Hunter x Hunter then.
Yeah, because again, that's a point I see a lot of people mention when I came across the story initially. You understand? A lot of people were like, well, yeah, it kind of has a lot of similarities with Hunter x Hunter, where it will just have pages and pages and pages of exposition.
I've never once seen anybody use that to take away from Hunter x Hunter. I've never once seen somebody look at the complexity of Nen in however it's being given to you as like a detrimental aspect for Hunter x Hunter. You get me? So that's why I'm like, if you're gonna make that point, well, not you, of course, the individual in question, the gentleman in question, if you're gonna make that point, you are going to have to, at the very least, grapple with the fact that Hunter x Hunter came out in a time period where like Dragon Ball Z and all of that was popping as well, and you don't have this energy for that. You get me?
Yeah.
Like the direct predecessor to a lot of modern day power systems is Nen. You know what I'm saying? So like CT comes from fucking Nen. Yeah. Anybody who knows Bull knows that. You feel me? Yeah. So if you take umbrage with CT because it's too wordy when describing an esoteric power force, my guy, Nen.
Yeah.
You feel me? Nen is a very complex power system. You feel me? Very complex power system.
Sure.
You feel me?
To understand all the interplays and all
Blood.
that kind of stuff. And then you even expanded it recently, didn't they? If I remember correctly.
Facts.
Yeah.
So I'm
About-
like,
probably about a
gang,
year or two ago, I remember
if we're gonna-
they expanded the
You get me?
definition of Nen and, you know, secondary types and some shit like that.
what I'll say is this, right? I understand the point he's attempting to make.
Mhm.
You get me? But I feel like it kind of comes across a little disingenuous because there are ample examples for works that came out while you were still like in your editing space
Mhm.
that likely have like a lot of these tropes still, but you don't have this energy for them. Why? Because these are the ones that in your time period earned your respect. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna always hold them apart from the criticism that you're currently offloading.
Right.
You get me? If
Mhm.
you aren't, then I feel like you would instantly have to address the fucking JJK Hunter x Hunter discussion.
Mhm.
Instantaneously. You get me? Because if you're saying that one of the detriments of JJK is that it's overly wordy when trying to explain its fucking power system,
Mhm.
nigga, that wasn't a problem when fucking Nen was doing its thing. That wasn't a problem.
Maybe you always felt like, but didn't really have like the
You
opportunity
did
to speak
but
on.
my thing is this, cool. So then why use JJK and not Nen? You could have used both. If you'd have used both, it would have made the comparison very thought-provoking. You feel me?
Mhm.
The fact that you've only leaned on one when the other so clearly exists, like everybody who knows what a shonen anime is,
Mhm.
like you've seen Dragon Ball Z, you've seen like the boxing animes that we fuck with, nigga, you know what Hunter x Hunter is. You know what Hunter x Hunter is. And it came out, like the first version of Hunter x Hunter came out in a time period where you would still be giving these works acclaim.
Sure.
You feel me?
Sure,
So that's why I'm
sure.
like, boy,
I don't
it kind of
remember
comes
when
across.
HH started publication.
You feel me?
I saw something that basically said that they. No, wait, it was Berserk. Never mind.
You feel me? But I'm like, boy, I feel like in the time period where these things came out, and like that's another one. I'm sorry. I don't think you'd catch him talking down on like the way Kentaro Miura handles his shit.
Mhm.
Tell me that Berserk hasn't always been bloody and gory. And who was the target audience for that?
Berserk isn't in Jump.
No. I'm not talking about Jump. But if we're talking about, yo, look, cool. Mangas today, people aren't making like mangaka aren't making them for children, they're making them for adults.
Okay, I see your point.
I'm
now.
like,
yes,
okay,
good.
cool.
That's a very good point.
If we're
Yes,
gonna talk
like,
about,
there's always been manga.
it's
aimed
always
at
been
older,
out there, bro.
Manga's always shonen manga in general. It's always appeal to older audiences.
It's always done
You
it. Like
understand?
dog, Guyver.
Even within manga series themselves, they do it.
Even-
Gintama is a very good example. Every other episode you hear him go talk about he gonna buy the new copy of Jump. Or he's gonna read Jump.
You get me?
And Gintama's what, in his 20s, 30s or something like that. So he was already an
I think
adult.
30s. You feel me?
You understand?
Fully grown adult. You get
So-
me?
so-
So
you
I'm like,
understand?
if we're gonna talk about gore in anime or whatnot, like, bro, even ones that are like lesser known, you get me? That niggas fuck with, like Guyver. You feel me?
Mhm.
Guyver in the time period that it came out with, people fuck with Guyver. You get me? Do you think Guyver would hit the same if it didn't have the blood and the gore? And
No,
even
I
if it's
don't
not
think so.
shonen, even if it's
I
not
don't think
shonen
so.
still, right?
Mhm.
The blood and the gore in Guyver still speaks to and appeals to primarily what age group of fucking audience?
Young teens.
Teenagers, my
Young
nigga.
Teenagers,
You
yeah.
get me? It's just
I was a
it's
teenager
just the
when I
type of shit.
discovered Guyver.
Well, like
Actually, no, I was younger when I discovered Guyver, so I'm not gonna lie.
You get me?
You understand?
But-
But the anime version, I was a teenager when I found that.
You feel me? And there are multiple other examples. That's why I'm like, boy, as far as the JJK point goes,
Mhm.
I feel like it doesn't come across disingenuous if you also address the Hunter x Hunter one.
If you criticize
You
the
get
other
me?
series as well,
Like,
right?
and
But
I don't even mind-
I don't think. To be fair, right? He only mentioned JJK as an example. I think he's criticizing current manga. as a
No.
whole for
So
following
that's
that
why I
trend.
keep using JJK in the discussion to keep the
Mhm.
conversation relevant. You get
Yeah.
me? So I was gonna be like, cool, if you're gonna use JJK in the
Mhm.
example, in a world where Hunter x Hunter exists and came out in a time period that you probably would have nothing but praise for,
Mhm.
then it kind of comes across disingenuous. You get me?
Mhm.
If the point you're making is mangaka today make manga for other adults by virtue of the type of content we're seeing in that manga, like CSM or whatnot, again, I would counter by saying, what have you seen in CSM that you ain't seen in something like Guyver? What have you seen in CSM that you ain't seen in something like fucking Berserk?
Mhm.
That's the strongest parallel. I'm never gonna lie to you, boy. Like to the
Alright,
fucking CSM point, with Berserk.
with the Berserk and Guyver thing,
Mhm.
right? Because this is the kind of funny thing with Japan, right? There's loads of those little magazines, and they all have different
Dog,
demographics.
he's not
right?
talking on just shonen. He's talking on mangaka. he's talking on mangaka. You feel me? Even if the initial point started off very shonen centric, if what you're talking about is how mangaka today make their works, it's mostly for other adults, and that is what you're doing.
Paneling,
and that's what I'm saying. These are not things that are exclusive to just shonen people. You feel me? So I'm like, if you're talking on mangaka, then I'm gonna put my hand on other mangaka. You feel me? And you're gonna have to. That's what I'm saying. Like, boy, I don't know who was like interviewing him, but I'd be throwing some hardball questions back. I'm not gonna lie. You feel me? Because I'd be like, okay, cool. Show me a time period where mangaka, who in your opinion are making it for adults, didn't create works that still appeal to teenagers and shit. Again, Berserk. You feel me? Again, CSM, Guyver. You feel me? Guyver's lesser known. We fuck with Guyver. Me and you fuck with Guyver.
Sure.
You feel me? So I'm like, that's
Give us
the
a
part
reboot, goddammit.
Give us a reboot for real.
Actually, no, don't.
Damn.
So I followed the Guyver sub.
Yeah.
And I saw that basically Guyver 3 and some next two were supposed to have a fight, and 10 years later that shit still ain't happened yet. So finish that shit and then give me a reboot.
Yeah, factually, nigga. Damn. That's why niggas don't know about Guyver. You feel me? God damn it. You feel me? But to get back to the initial discussion, cool. The points he's making, I can understand.
Right.
It's just you leave a bit too much wiggle room. Perhaps, you know what I'm saying? If I was to go back and read like everything thoroughly, you might leave a bit too much wiggle room for criticism yourself. You get me? Because if you're the minute you bring up JJK to anybody who knows ball, they're gonna bring up Hunter x Hunter.
I'd encourage anybody listening to this to go look at that interview. You can find it several places, right? And he doesn't just address those 2 points. He makes a breadth of points.
You get me? And my thing is, like, once you get to talking how on mangakas as a whole create their works, you are no longer constraining your criticism for just the shonen. You're not talking on every
This is why
mangaka.
I find this so interesting, because this was literally his job to sharpen up mangaka.
Okay,
right?
Cool.
That's why I'm so interested. But he comes off as an old, bitter old man nowadays.
And I'm not gonna lie, most of the points that he chooses to use to articulate himself always sit within shonen. You get me? So that's why I'm like, you hear me keep my responses to like shonen examples, because every time we hear about this individual, with respect, you get me? I just keep forgetting his name. Yeah,
Torishima.
Right? Torishima. I apologize. Right? It's always like a shonen centered discussion. You get me? But now, in this one, I'm hearing you speak on mangaka as a whole. So I'm like, okay, cool. Let me take a step back and really touch on some mangakas that kind of sit within what you're saying that I don't think you would have a response for. You get me? If you're saying, hey, my issue with CSM is that the author has created something that's too bloody and too gory for a teen audience, excuse me, Berserk. Hello. You get me? Cool. If the argument is, hey, in works like JJK, there's too much like explanation for the power systems or whatnot, hello, Hunter x Hunter. Both works that came out in a time period where you would give Kentaro Miura nothing but flowers. We know that. Yeah. You feel me? You give Kentaro Miura nothing but flowers, and I forget Tagashi. You give Tagashi nothing but grace. Cut out. That's all I'm saying. You feel me? I'm like, boy, I feel like if you're talking on mangaka as a whole, it's a sketchier argument to make. You get me? It's an infinitely more sketchier argument to make. If you're talking on just shonen, the points are a bit more resolute.
More salient.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? A bit more resolute. You feel me?
Yeah. So, good discussion. Good discussion.
Like always an interesting one when he comes up.
Exactly. Like the reason why I really kind of pay attention and try see where it's coming from, even if a lot of it does rub me the wrong way, I try and see what he's saying and not just dismiss it out of hand, because again, it was his job to sharpen up mangaka, and his guidance and direction did help with Dragon Ball, and it's a behemoth,
man. And it plays in your bias. You get me? And it plays in his bias. Like it comes through in his bias. Right? You feel me?
But again,
it comes through in his bias. And when I say his bias,
to it, even just there, he referred to
when I say his bias, I'm talking like, you do come across like an individual that's more charitable to works that came out in your time period. You get me? Or works that were probably popular in your time period. You feel me? Because it's impossible.
AOT, JJK,
you get me? All of these
CSM.
are newer gen. You get me? All of these are newer gen things. But they're nothing like these are new gen things that aren't doing anything different.
Demon Slayer as well.
I'm like, bruv, these are all new gen things that aren't doing anything different from the shit that came out in your generation. It's just a newer iteration. You feel me? So what you're hating on, in my opinion, what it comes across like is like you dislike the passage of time. You get me?
Old man yelling at cloud. This is what I'm trying to say. You just come across a bitter old man.
It comes across like you're upset at like the passage of time and the iteration of like mangaka writing. You feel me? But that's all I had for this particular original segment. Can't lie, banger segment again. You get me?
Thank you.
If you have anything else you wanted to add on to the tail end of the pod.
No, I'll keep an eye out for Mr. Torishima's further comments in the future. Let's see if he has any further constructive criticism.
Like, I won't lie, you get me?
Forward.
Like, even if the criticism don't necessarily always sit well with me, you get me? They are rather illuminating takes. You get me? Like, they do speak to parts of the industry that most man wouldn't really consider.
Yeah, no, we don't.
You get me? So that's why I'm like, boy, always a good time. I can't lie to you. You get me? Very thought-provoking shit. It's just, yeah, boy, I said what I said, you feel me?
Stand on that shit.
Yeah, I'm 10 toes, you feel me? 10. But yeah, I've been Drift.
It's your boy Xero.
I'll catch you in a next one. Love.